coming from Periscope, interestingly. So this is probably one of the most viral videos of somebody protecting his freedom of speech and freedom to not wear a mask. And I love that the first thing I'll just put you on my 3,000 follower Instagram feed. I tell you, if I was his friend, I would be slating him for that just right out of the gate. So you are such a superstar. So I'm not talking about his point of view. Just I have to laugh at that. He's flexing 3,000 Instagram subscribers.
Yes, look out.
And he probably is following 15,000. Okay.
On my 3,000 follower Instagram feed, mostly locals.
Hi everyone, I work for Costco and I'm asking this member to put on a mask because that is our company policy.
So right away, I think that's a pretty badass reply, if I'm honest.
Fair play to him. I like it.
So far I liked how I haven't watched this all the way through. I saw bits of it. It's very popular. I saw that first clip and I just remember thinking, I like how he answered that question. So he didn't shy away from the camera. He said, hey,
bring it on.
That's our policy.
Yeah.
So you wear the mask.
And I'm not doing it because I woke up in a free country.
Have a great day.
So you're going to take this cart from me?
Sir, have a great
full
day.
Of stuff.
You are no longer welcome here in our warehouse. You need to leave. Thank you very much.
You put it on. I'll give you my card. He's going to take the card away because he's a There he is, walking away with all my stuff.
So initial thoughts, you? We'll keep watching it because that's about where I'm curious to see where that goes.
I just have very little patience for people acting like that. And I'm talking about the guy with the massive 3,000 following here. Yeah, the guy in Costco was actually fair play to him because he stood his ground, but he was respectful. He wasn't an asshole. He was stern, firm but fair. I love firm but fair. I felt that he handled that really well, actually, and that the guy, if they're not following the company policy, they're entitled to, to ask them to leave, and that's what he's done. So it's, dig in your feet. It's like it's an answer for everything, isn't it? Well, yes. I can call you a fucking bitchy pussy, blah 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 blah, because it's a free country. It's just such an asshole, weak argument. And
so,
just have some more to say than that. It's just like a get out clause. I can say anything I want because it's a free country, and that's the kind of the point of it, freedom of speech. But be better than that.
I'd be curious what his views are on allowing a cake shop to not make a cake for a lesbian wedding. I'd be very curious to see.
Interest.
Yes. He would have the same the right to refuse service.
Yeah,
curious, but we'll see where this goes.
Yeah, because it's still quite a chunk, isn't there?
Because I'm not.
So he's going to go back now. Because I'm not a sheep. There we go. To me, it's a power issue.
Yeah,
it's just he's saying it. I'm not a sheep. I'm not going to do what you tell me to do, and this is going to then cross over to what GTO man is saying, that there's that kind of freedom of speech, but we're not suggesting in any way he's going to react like that. But it's that, people don't want to be made to do that, but it's how you go about it is really key as well, isn't it? Like, this guy could say, oh, look, I'm not sure I buy into the whole mask thing. Do you mind? I'll keep my distance. Do you mind if we just carry on with that? Though I don't have one to hand. Is that, there wasn't any of that, was there? It's just, it was just an ego battle straight up. I'm going to film you and show you, how you're taking away my freedom. And this, I'm not a sheep. I'm not going to just do what everyone tells me to do. It's, I don't think it's coming from a strong place there.
And again, watching this, and listening to your comments, it does make me, it actually, initially makes me kind of waver a bit on my point of view. And then when I watch these videos, I'm like, no, he's potentially creating a situation where a virus is spreading and more people are dying because of that virus. And, I look at him, he could potentially be breathing, what could kill somebody. And for me, it's not an issue of freedom. I mean, there's things the law prevents you from doing. You can't just go, it's not what's the word? Lawless society. You do have laws that you have to follow. And the question is the mask a personal freedom issue, or are you potentially spewing bacteria that can I don't even know if it's bacteria, but you're spewing bacteria that could kill somebody. It's not just do what you want, man. Just come on in and it'll be up to everybody else to run and hide. That's I don't know that's what freedom is. You can do what you want, so people who are in the minority have to sit down and stay home and get ill and die.
Without a doubt, Sean, this guy is kind of working against what GTO man's argument was. This isn't great when you see this type of behavior. Don't know how common it is and what have you, but it's sad to see.
Let's see where this goes, if anywhere.
Is unjust.
So he believes he does not have COVID-19 after quarantining at home. So let me adapt this to a conversation we're going to potentially have at some point. Guns. I believe I'm good with guns. Therefore, just give me a gun and let me walk around the city with it, cocked and loaded, and just waving it around because I believe I'm quite good with guns. I believe that. I don't have the education. I don't have the experience, i.e. my analogy here, I don't have a medical background. I don't have a degree. I haven't spent any time researching COVID or pandemics or epidemiology, but I probably don't have it. So therefore I should be fine.
Now, the weakness to it isn't great, is it? But I want to just give some credit where it's due and look on the other side, play devil's advocate here. He probably doesn't. That is what's making this such a contentious issue. Is he probably is okay and probably doesn't have it and probably won't spread it. And a kind of law of large numbers, that's going to be the case. The vast majority of us won't. But unfortunately, if then everyone abandons and believes they don't, then that's when you're going to have a problem on your hands. But that's what, so I think that's where it differentiates between your argument with a gun, although it brings up a good point just because you believe it does not make it so. But because of the kind of percentages we're dealing with here, he probably is right, unfortunately. But as I said, if everyone just goes around believing that, we also know that symptoms don't show you've got it before you know you've got it. So there is still a possibility he has it and isn't aware of that.
Yeah. So I mean, imagine you are even then. Imagine you're immune compromised, and Garrett says he's fine. That's not the prerequisite for me to put my life on the line to go into Costco. Yeah. Garrett says he's fine, but very well he could have had it and he could have some level of immunity to this. But the thing is, when you make rules, and this is whether this is a rule, a law or not, is it something everybody? Is it something that we just make people follow because it's just black and white? The only way we're going to make a law and force people to follow laws is if everybody does the same thing. We can't allow you to make a determination that you've had it and you're fine. That's not how the law works.
This is the difficulty. So as a saying that I've heard, which I think is spot on as far as discipline, I'm a pretty disciplined guy. 99% is hard, 100% is easy. So if you've got to do something 99% of the time, it's so hard to do that because you're allowed to not do it 1%. So if I just don't drink very often, you're going to end up drinking. Yeah. But if you go ahead and just say, I'm never going to drink, it's just really easy to follow because you know exactly where you stand with it. So there is difficulty in the openness to interpretation. Yeah, for sure.
I agree. I think from my perspective, I look at stop hitting that. The way I look at it is, if I had the virus, I would still wear a mask because the resource strain to check that I have had it and I have confirmed I've correctly had it. So if I had the symptoms and I quarantine myself, that does not mean I've had it. And that does not mean I'm confident that I've had it, nor that I can't spread it. And to just save time, to make it easier, I'm wearing a mask. But I'm sure that's how most people are. And, again, in GTO man's example, he would expect that most people would probably be sensible and do that. He probably would be sensible and do that. Garrett, on the other hand, Garrett does not want to do that. And he wants to advertise to his Did you hear how many followers he had, by the way?
I heard.
Maybe we're not giving him the credit he's due. He has 3,000 followers.
He's got that for a reason. mean, it's substantial, isn't it? 80%. If the 80% of the American population wore masks, it would drop it down to 8%.
And that's just forget about the fact that people look at that as a big conspiracy, as to whether they're giving information for valid reasons. But where I really struggle with when you decide something is going to be a mandate. And for me, that is a good enough reason to mandate it, because I'm stuck in my house because this thing is spreading. And I just want to make Garrett wear an effing mask. That's all I want. I want to make him wear an effing mask, or I want him to go home right now. That's like my thought. I'm not saying that's what we should legislate for, but I want him to either wear a mask or go the hell home right now, because my Nana could be in there.
I hear you. I do hear you.
Sorry, I keep going back to it. It just winds me up.
No, I think it's a strong argument.
Let's see where this goes. I think Costco has a right to make that rule too. They're well within the right. Yeah,
it's their business. They're looking after their employees, as they should.
So where is this? Yeah,
that's the idea, right? It isn't about you.
Tyson, strong name. Tyson killed it.
He did.
I gotta say, I know a lot of people don't like Tyson. I've heard people don't like Tyson's way he handled it.
Oh,
he was fine.
I thought he was fine. Again, he's putting his health at risk to offer people a service. Every single person in retail I've got respect for, and we should be a lot more understanding of that.
Read that again. So me watching this guy, this is a comment. So these are Twitter comments now coming in. Me watching this, wishing Tyson had demanded the guy's membership card first and then cut it up in front of him like a busted Amex. See, this is where for me,
the social media, everyone's got to have their, if I was him and I wish we could do that, and that would have helped what? Exactly. Is the way to go about it.
That's my favorite line. That is my favorite line right there. I'll put you on my 3,000 follower Instagram feed.
No, please don't.
Oh, 3,000. I don't know if you know who I am. I'm Garrett. You must have heard me. Garrett.
Yeah, exactly.
Not ringing a bell?
You're speaking to, do you?
Garrett.
Show my 3,000 follower Instagram feed, mostly local.
Hi everyone, I work for Costco and I'm asking this member to put on a mask because that is our company policy.
And you know what's brilliant about that? As if I was, let's say, the manager of that store, he's right there, killed any sort of speculation as to why that person did it. I'm not taking your stuff from you because I have a personal, preference towards masks. Hi, I'm Tyson. I work for Costco. I just wanted to tell all of you that Garrett's broadcasting me to that this is our company policy. So I'm taking his stuff because he's not following policy. No problem.
Absolutely.
Easy.